This video is sponsored by Brilliant.
Mr. Beat presents
Supreme Court Briefs.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, June 19th, 1968. The Pennsylvania General Assembly passes a law called the Pennsylvania Non-Public Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1968. I know. Impressive name for a law, right? Anyway, the law said the state government could supplement the salaries of teachers of secular subjects in religious schools, as well as pay for their textbooks and other instructional materials. Look, the reason why they passed this law is because religious schools were struggling and needed help. Under the law, eligible teachers could only get the funding if they taught courses offered in the public schools using only materials used in the public schools and couldn't teach courses in religion. At the time, 25% of Pennsylvania's students attended private schools, and about 95% of those were Roman Catholic schools. But hold on, sonny boy. This was taxpayer money to church-affiliated schools. Didn't that go against the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment? You know, the one that said the government couldn't establish any religion? Well, this lemon thought so. No, not that lemon. Yeah, that lemon. Alton J. Lemon, the First Amendment hero himself. After criticizing the law at a Philadelphia American Civil Liberties Union meeting, a bunch of folks organized and asked him to be the lead plaintiff to fight the law. He was a tax-paying Pennsylvania citizen after all, with a kid attending public school there. Lemon was like, sure. And yep, Philadelphia newspapers literally called him a First Amendment hero for volunteering as tribute. Anyway, Lemon and the others claim that Pennsylvania went against the First Amendment by, quote, respecting an establishment of religion, especially since the Catholic Church seemed to benefit a lot from it. Representing the other side was David Kurtzman, the Superintendent of Public Instruction of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Well, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania dismissed the case. However, Rhode Island had also passed a similar law, and after it passed, had citizens that fought it in court. Oh, and its district court sided with the citizens. So, with these conflicting decisions, the Supreme Court decided to step in to review both cases and consolidate them for real. They heard oral arguments on March 3rd, 1971. The big question was, do laws that provide state funding for non-public, non-secular schools go against the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment? The court said yes. On June 28th, 1971, it announced it had sided with Lemon. It was 8-0 for the Pennsylvania law and 8-1 for the Rhode Island law. Now, as decisive as this decision was, the court struggled with this one due to the vague constitutional language of the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. To solve this, they came up with a three-part test to determine whether or not a law violated the Establishment Clause. Number one, the law must have a secular purpose. In other words, its purpose shouldn't have religion in mind. The court based this one on the case Abington School District v. Schempp. Number two, the law's primary effect must be one that neither promotes or restrains religion. The court based this one on the case Board of Education v. Allen. And number three, the law must not create, quote, excessive government entanglement with religion. The court based this one on the case Walls v. Tax Commission. Collectively, this three-part test today is known as the Lemon Test, named after Alton Lemon, of course. So, according to the Lemon Test, the court determined both of those state laws were unconstitutional because they broke the third part of that test, mostly since the religious school system benefited the mission of the Catholic Church. While Lemon v. Kurtzman gave us the Lemon Test, since the decision, the courts have applied it inconsistently. In the 1997 case Agostini v. Felton, the court modified the Lemon Test, combining the second and third parts of it while also saying you gotta look at both the government indoctrination involved and you gotta define who exactly are the recipients of government money based on religion. The Lemon Test does seem to be losing influence in recent years, as many justices have talked trash about it, saying it is no longer useful. And if Alton Lemon was still alive today, he probably wouldn't be too surprised surprised to hear this. Back in 2003, 32 years after the decision, he said, quote, "Separation of church and state is gradually losing ground, I regret to say." I'll see you for the next Supreme Court case, jury. This video is sponsored by Brilliant. Brilliant is a problem-solving based website and app with a hands-on approach with over 60 interactive courses in math, science, and computer science. Brilliant puzzles you, surprises you, and expands your understanding of the modern world. Brilliant is the best education site I've seen for developing critical reasoning skills. I'm typically not a math or science guy, and many of you watching maybe aren't too. However, maybe if this was around when I was in school, I would have enjoyed math and science so much more. As I tried it out, I was amazed with how I didn't even realize my brain was being exercised. Go to brilliant.org/MrBeat and sign up for free. Also, the first 200 people that go to that link will get 20% off the annual premium subscription. So where is exactly the line between church and state, and how do we know when we've crossed it? Do you like the lemon test? Do you like lemons? Let me know in the comments below. And here is my monthly shout out to all my Patreon supporters who donate at least $10 or more a month to my channel, starting with my biggest donors, Matt Standish, Elle Casper, Sean Connett, Austin Ciros, Nick Everett, Alicia Solberg, Andrew B., Cody Moore, Dr. Paul J. Lilly, Kristen Highland, John Johnson, Andrew Snyder, CJ Cavey, Kit Walker, Zachary F. Parker, Bradley Poole, Victor Martinez, Justin Emerson Richards, Southside Mitch, Lee Fortier, Thomas Oppenheim, Kyler James Reinhardt, Grant Hughes, Elon Capone, Robert Reichel, Adam Christians, Raquel Jones, Cal Stevens, The Geo Scholar, and Sally Thompson. Thank you all for donating, and thank you for watching. The 2020 election video is next.